My Dad Takes Storytime Very Seriously Part 3. The second story was about a boy who would freeze up in terror whenever there was an earthquake. Rather than dropping under the table and covering his head as he was supposed to, he'd instead stop in place, unable to move an inch. Noticing this, his mother decided to calm him with a story. Earthquakes, big and small, she told him, were all caused by a friendly giant in the sky. Small rumbles meant the giant was exercising, and bigger quakes meant the giant was bouncing on a trampoline. The stories were silly, but they helped the boy find some relief, and soon, he was able to consistently drop, cover, and hold, all while visualizing a fantastical picture in the sky. The most important story of the bunch was one he decided to save for a special night. At this point, I'd become the perfect listener. It was routine and instinct, and nothing could distract me. Even as my dad's storytelling antics got stranger and stranger, he'd turn the TV on midway through a tale and start slowly lifting the volume. He'd walk around the room as he spoke, bouncing a ball against the wall with increasing force. And strangest of all, he'd sometimes bring large, stuffed animals into the room that he would hide behind as he told the story. I barely slipped up. Sometimes the face of a particular stuffed animal would pop out to me, or my eyes would be drawn to follow the movement of the ball he was bouncing. He'd always catch me. He'd always notice. He'd always say the line. What would the uninvited guests think about this? Finally, I asked him, "Who are the uninvited guests?" He broke into a big smile. It stretched across his face with an unsettling curve, like a caterpillar, like his cheeks were being pulled. Then he shook his head. "There's still time," he said. And there was indeed. The night of the party wasn't for a few weeks. When it finally rolled around, it was a sight to behold. I never knew my dad had so many friends. They were all laughing, friendly, mingling, shaking hands, looking at the pictures around our house, eating. A gathering of sophisticated-seeming adults. None of them paid much attention to me at first. I assumed this event wasn't a big deal. Dad had mentioned briefly that some folks might come over to our house in the near future. I still remember the look on his face when they arrived. It was an expression I'd never seen him wear before. He tensed up, a half smile on one side of his face. His eyes looked like they were welling up with tears as he squinted. I never quite knew what it meant. After dinner, the guests all started breaking off into some strange behavior. A few of them were staring up at the ceiling in our living room, spinning ever so slightly in place as they did. I saw a group of 5 or so just standing in the bathroom, not really doing anything. One of the guests, a gentleman in a fine suit, started climbing up the stairs on all fours,